Welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Last week we made those spider cookies. This week I've made cupcakes and a werewolf has already scratched into them, so they're all ready for Halloween. This is a fantastic cupcake recipe. It's basically pound cake, 100 grams of flour, eggs, butter and sugar. But I'm going to do it in cups also for my American friends. So come on, let's get and make them. Now the ingredients are listed down below. We start off with half a cup or 100 grams of lightly salted butter, half a cup or 100 grams of sugar. And we're just going to cream these two items together. Now when they're creamed together, we're going to take 2 eggs. And again, that's about 100 grams of eggs. 1 and 2. I'm just going to beat those eggs in with the butter and sugar. Now ideally at this point you take a whisk just to get the eggs well beaten in. Next we're going to add in 100 grams or 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And we're going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Now if you want to, you could use self-raising flour and not use the baking powder. As this is Halloween, it's getting near to autumn, I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of mixed spice in there as well. Then we're going to mix this up until we get a nice smooth batter. Now take your cupcake batter and we're just going to spoon them into our little cupcake holders about 3/4 of the way up. Now I thought this would make 8 cupcakes. It made 7, so this little fella is going to have to go unfilled. And of course, if you want to increase the number of cupcakes, you can easily double this batter. So my 7 cupcakes are going in the oven. I've preheated it to 170 degrees Celsius. That's 325 Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake these for about 15 to 18 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. Don't let them go too dark. Now they're out of the oven. We just need these to completely cool down. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a core out the center of this cupcake. Then I'm just going to get some strawberry jam and pour it into the hole. Not all the way to the top. Pop the plug back in. I'm just going to put a little bit of strawberry jam on the top now, but not all the way to the edge. Sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar onto the counter. And I've got some flesh coloured fondant, which I'm just going to roll out. I want this to be about a little under 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe 1/8 of an inch, but not too thin. Then I'm going to take a glass or a pastry cutter, cut a circle out of there. Then I'm going to bring that disc and I'm just going to lay it on top of my cupcake. So what you have is a nice flesh coloured cupcake. Now take a sharp knife and what you want to do is just cut the middle, not all the way down, leave it a little shy of the edge. We've got a slit there and I'm just going to pull it open a bit with my knife. And you can see a little bit of jam in there already. Now because this is meant to be the claws of a werewolf, I want 4 cuts. So I've got one that's almost the full length. I'm going to put another one just off to the side here that is almost as long. Again, I'm just going to open it a little wide towards the top. Actually, it can look more realistic if it's a little bit jagged. I'm going to pop another little cut in here and a 4th, much smaller slit just towards the edge here. Okay, just take a teaspoon of the jam, the little strawberry jam. And because I want it redder than that, I'm just going to take a toothpick and some red colouring. This is a gel colouring and we're just going to mix it through to get the jam a little bit darker. Take that jam and just drop it into the hole there. So I'm going to do it towards the top to start with. I want to build up, basically flood the gap, and then using the toothpick again, I'm just going to pull it down through the claw mark. I'll do it with the other 3, and you try not to get too much jam on the surface, but actually a little bit round the edges doesn't harm. And then just for good measure, I'm going to put a few little splatters of blood. So there you have it, werewolf cupcakes, and they've got those lovely claw marks going through. They'd be perfect. The kids will love these at Halloween. If you love these cupcakes, by the way, you're going to love the next episode, The Walking Bread. Wait and see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to cut into one of these now and give them a try. So let's cut this right the way through the middle and get the jam as well. Wow, look at that. It's like a werewolf cupcake jam-filled donut. Looks delicious. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, strawberry jam, spices, this is delicious. Just a little hint of werewolf breath. Fantastic. Share the love, give this one the thumbs up. I hope you have a great time over Halloween. And as I say, if you make these, take some photographs and share them with me. Be good, see you next time. Now I want to get on and eat this because it really absolutely is delicious. I'm going to leave some links up here to a playlist of all the Halloween recipes on Steve's Kitchen. You can get there and have an explore. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel. See you shortly.